Good morning, friends. It is Wednesday, August 31st, so it's the last day of August, and I'm in the garden this morning before work to do some harvesting. Charlie dog is running around like a crazy person because we're finally fenced in all the way, and I'll show you that. And don't mind me, my waterproof mascara from yesterday is holding on strong. So this morning I am going to harvest some of these tomatoes back here. There's quite a few still, and I have a bunch from the other day still. But first, let's check on the Charlie dog. Charlie dog, what are you doing? Come here. He's hanging out. So over the past 2 weekends, we have done this situation over here. You can't see it a lot because the trash cans are in the way and the grill is in the way on this side. But we have some planter boxes up there and a gate so that he can kind of look out into the wonderful abyss and see my neighbors. It's keeping him contained, which is good. And I'm gonna plant some flowers and probably some hosta, the one hosta that I still need to put in the ground, in those boxes for now, and then we'll see what happens next year. We also finished our fencing up on this side, so we just used some T-posts and some wire fencing here. We'll make it a more permanent solution later. And then up on the hill, we needed a gate for the lawnmower, so you can't really see it, but there's a little black like gate, excuse me, we bought from Home Depot. So it's a little sectional gate that you can pull out of the ground in the winter. And so that's what we're gonna do. Looks like Charlie is ready to go inside, but I'm gonna make him stay out here with me while I grab some tomatoes. So tomatoes ripen from the flower, which is the bottom, up. So that's why you'll often see the top still being green. But once they start to ripen, they'll continue to ripen. So you can pull them and bring them inside and just set them on the counter and they'll keep going. So that's what we do. This one looks a little weird, it's kind of speckly, but it's getting there. And so okay, so my phone decided it didn't want a phone today. So here is our haul. This is on top of the ones from the other day. So this is a week's worth of tomatoes, like half a week's worth of tomatoes. There's still a few, more than a few, out here. And so we'll let them continue to ripen. Whew. And we'll bring these inside. Whew. So the spaghetti squash and my butternut squash are just about ready to be hardened off. So I have my little shears, and I'm going to go ahead and cut away some of these yellow ones and put them on a shelf to harden for the next few weeks so that we can store them. This was our first one down here. It's looking pretty yellow. So I'm just going to keep going, and as we do this, the ones that are still on the vine will continue to ripen. There's a slug on it. Let's try to get that off. So I wasn't sure about this one, but this is a spaghetti squash. Apparently they grow in your normal yellow color like you find in the store, but they also grow in this like striped green option. And they're ready to harvest when they have this slight yellow tinge in them. So that one is ready, and I have quite a few more to pull down so that these other two over here ripen. Boop. Sorry about that. Mailman showed up and brought me a new surprise. So yay. So these ones, this branch is dying out quickly. Which is the end of the season, so that makes sense. So I'm cutting about 1 inch of the stem. They'll start to dry. They've already started to actually dry on the vine, which is helpful. We'll still leave them sitting for about a week or two as they continue to dry out. Some of them are tiny, but very yellow, so they are ready. And then this one down here, and then we'll leave the other two to ripen. This one might be dried out, actually. The stem is already pretty dry. So we have 6 of those, and let's work on our butternuts. We have littler stems. We'll harden these as well. These are tiny. Let's see. That one looks like it's still going. This one is an odd shape, but definitely the right color. Already hard to the nail, so that one's ready. I'm gonna let these ones ripen a little bit more. There's 2 more on the vine, one there and one down here. We're gonna let them keep ripening. We'll let those 2 keep ripening, and the rest we're gonna go set on. So this little plastic rack is just something that my husband has in the garage, and he's not using them currently. So I'm just gonna use it to harden all of my stuff. Leave the squash here for about a week or 2 in the sun, and we'll dry out. Let's see. 6 spaghettis, 1 giant spaghetti, and 3 butternut squash. Actually, turn them this way. So you're supposed to leave them in the sun. I'll wipe them down here with a rag in a minute. But yeah, so there are our squash that we've grown. We're gonna harden and try to keep for a few months until I can eat them. I might have one of those spaghetti squash tonight, but there we are. Yay! Let's see, what else are we doing today? So I pulled these off my dill. They're little dill seeds. They're already like falling off. I'm gonna let these kind of dry off from the rain last night in the sun today. See, they're a little damp. And then I will try to store them so that we have dill seed from our dill this year for next year. I also pulled this giant zucchini that I missed, so it's going to be way too seedy to eat. So I'm also going to cut this open and dry some of the seeds that are in it so I can use them for next year. And have some seeds, that'll be fun. And then the mailman came, and over the weekend, my husband bought me a rock tumbler because I'm that person. And so I bought a bunch of the grit so that I can tumble some rocks. So I'm excited about that. Hopefully we'll do that soon. Hello. So I mentioned making hot sauce to my husband, and he's all for this plan. So I'm gonna see if we have any more jalapenos that are ready in here so that I can do that this afternoon. So we got a few jalapenos, some shishitos, and a bell pepper. So we're gonna head inside. But first, let me show you. I didn't think any of these came up, but these are my serrano plants on the end. So they're getting very tall. They're the tallest ones. Look, we're starting to have some serrano peppers. I'm pretty sure that's what these are. They're that shape, and the plants are very different than the there's another one back there. Than the jalapenos. So, I'm excited. There's a bunch of them. Yay!